Welcome back. Today's topic is stack pointer. Let's say this is your main semiconductor memory, and here you have several different locations that have a unique memory address and some sort of data. So your main memory has a certain feature that its address gets incremented downwards. Okay, so what do I mean by that? That means if you want to add something in the memory, that means you want to write a data in the memory, then you write first on the top of it, then again you want to add something, then you write below it, then again here, then here. That means this location gets decremented as you keep on adding several elements in the memory locations. Okay, and say this is your stack. This is your stack memory. So to understand stack, let's say in here in stack pointer you have a value 3000 hex. And somewhere in this memory you have a certain memory location with an address 3000x. So it is implicit that any memory location with the same address that is held by stack pointer is your top of the stack. So if you want to say push 32 hex in stack memory, then what you have to do, suppose you have a pile of books, that is a stack of books, say for example. Okay, so if you want to add another book, what you do, you put the new one on the top of the stack, right? So as this is said to be the top of this stack, so you write 32 hex on the top of this stack, and at the same time stack pointer gets decremented, and as stack pointer is currently holding the value 2ff hex, so this memory location with the memory address 2ff hex becomes the top of this stack. Again, say you want to push 3e hex, so you follow the same procedure, that is you write 3e on the top of this stack, SP gets decremented, and at the same time this memory location becomes the top of the stack. Clear? Now let's introduce you to this amazing fact that actually in ADD5 the main memory and the stack memory is a part of the same memory. Okay, there is no different memory hardwares, that is in the same array of memory location, somewhere you have the main memory and somewhere you have the stack memory. It depends on SP. Whatever value is stored inside SP, from there the stack gets initialized. That means if you want to access the stack, then you should have this location. That is, you add something above it or you take something from it. That means if you want to pop, then you take this element out, then this element, then this element, in this way. This is as a whole your total semiconductor memory. So let's take a practical example now. You have no such instruction like push 32 hex or push 3e hex. What you have is push B or push D or push H. As you already know that B is a general purpose register, right? And I have already told you that BC can be used as a register pair. Then you can use this particular variable as 16-bit or 2-byte placeholder. So if you have a 2-byte number, that means it should have some higher byte and a lower byte. In case you are using BC pair as a 2-byte variable, that means whatever is the content of B register, that is your higher byte, and whatever is the content of C register, that is your lower byte. Am I clear? That means this number placed inside the variable is 780f hex, not 0f78 hex, right? So right now you have a command like push B. Okay, so you want to write the value of B register on the top of this stack. So you simply copy the value 78 from B in here, SP gets decremented, and as SP is holding this value 2FFD, that means this particular memory location is now your top of the stack. Now always remember a fact that push instruction is always followed by a 16-bit operand. That is, you cannot push a single byte at a time. You have to push 2 byte, or if you are popping the instruction, that means you have to pop 2 byte at a time. B contains only 1 byte, so the next 1 byte has to come from the C register. That is implicit. That means after decoding push B, MUP already knows that it has to push the values of B register and C register simultaneously. Okay, so what you do next is copy the value of C register in here on the top of the stack, decrement SP, and this particular memory location becomes your top of the stack. let's wrap up this video. So stack can be anywhere in the main memory. That completely depends on the programmer. That means where you are initializing SP, depending on that, stack gets initialized. Second, it is safe to initialize the stack pointer at the bottommost location possible in your, as you have already seen, that main memory gets incremented downwards and stack memory gets incremented upwards. So what may happen is in between somewhere these two memories may collide, and then these two memories, main memory and stack memory, it may happen that they want to access the same memory location at the same time. So you may lose your valuable information. You put data starting from above the stack pointer's address, so the address contained by SP remains always unused in stack memory unless you pop first before even pushing some value. But that is really unusual, that if you have no valuable information in stack, what should you pop? I don't know. And you already know this information that you have to push or pop 16-bit data at a time. At last, let's talk about this particular instruction, that is push B and pop D. Let's see what happens when you execute these two instructions. You have already seen the push B example I have shown you, and I'm sure that you remember that first the value of B register gets pushed in the stack, then SP gets incremented, and then the value of C register gets into the stack. So the value of C register is certainly in a lower memory address than the B register. So as B was containing the higher byte, that means B has to go in the higher address, and as C was carrying the lower byte, C has to go in the lower address. So the same protocol is followed here in pop D, because in case of D register, again D contains the higher byte and E contains the lower byte. So when you popping value into D, you have to remember that the content of higher address goes into D register and the content of lower address goes into E register. But as stack is decrementing upwards, so first, following the last in first out principle, you have to pop the value of lower address first. So at first you take out the value from the lower address and push into E register, and then you pop the value of the higher address and push in the D register. So eventually what happens is the value of B register gets copied into D and the value of C register gets copied into E register, because B and D both carries a higher byte of their corresponding register pair, and C and E registers carries the lower byte of their corresponding register pair. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I was able to make you understand the whole stuff. In case you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.